So we'll start with Sunday on the Colorado Cup. I know it's a very long match. I would say pick your best moments, but there were so many fucking moments in this match that it's very hard to just pick a couple. So I guess pick your favorite parts.
So, I mean, obviously I got to talk about my coworkers here. So I'll get to them. I won't go into depth. I'll let them kind of go over what was happening to them at that moment.
I don't want to.
Yeah. All right. I'll definitely go into more depth about yours then.
You don't have to. Not either.
No, I will. So, I mean, I want to kind of give out props to certain individuals throughout it. Everybody was at a high level here, but I mean, what we say about Wake members and everything, Caden Koyama coming out first and lasting almost the whole way, it was impressive. Then we got, the man that was in third, Balaam Lynx, who the eventual winner of the thing. Congratulations, Balaam. That was fantastic. Coming in third and going the whole way and actually doing a large portion of that while injured. Yeah, I know, Damon, I know your favorite part as well. So, we'll
get there, Damon.
We get that surprise entrant of Danger Dean, which was cool. That I don't think the crowd knew that was coming. Then we get the entrant that was told, but we didn't know what number it was one Maki Pins. And gets an elimination, the very first elimination of the match on Dean Fleming. Dean was, there goes my camera. I banged on my table too hard. But hit my table a little too hard.
He's getting animated. He's getting emotional about this one.
Right. So I'm very proud of you, bud, for getting that elimination of Dean Fleming.
Thank you.
Dean was a little perturbed at it, but
he came running at me. What am I supposed to do? I'm not going to backflip him. I don't want to hurt the guy. I want to get him out of the match. But what am I supposed to do? I pull the rope down. Let him do it himself.
Yeah, well, and you're not going to hurt yourself either. You stand there and just let him hit you. What do you're going to get
dumb.
Yeah,
it's good thinking on your part, Marky.
Right.
Look, when I got in that ring, I went after the guy that was closest to my size. To my size. Dean and I, very similar sized guys. I made the mistake of listening
At first,
well, because Triple Stupid was outside the ring. Triple Stupid's outside the ring, and he's like, "Go after the big guy." And I'm like, "Well, my heart's pounding a mile a minute. What do I do?" All right, let me just wait. No, I'm looking down. I'm like, "Why am I trying to pick up Monster 9? I'm an idiot." And he goes, "Go get Caden. Go get Caden." I look over, and I'm going to pick up a weight guy, and I'm like, "Nah, let him sit there and suffer. I don't care about him. He's in the corner. He's laying down sweating." So I just walk up, and I look over, and there's Dean on the side of the ropes, and I'm like, "Now's my shot. Sink or swim. What are you going to do?" And it worked out. I got him to get overly aggressive at me, and then he jumped himself over the rope.
And Titus is right. Maki has seen a lot of Royal Rumbles, a lot of Battle Royals, so
I have.
He knows what leverage is. He knows when a guy's running at you at the ropes, if you can low bridge him, that his momentum's just going to take him over. Maki was smart. He was quick, and thinking on his feet. That was awesome. What happened?
Thank you.
Seconds later was less awesome for Maki. Damon,
if I had known Damon was coming out right after that, the story could have been a little bit different. Like I might have kind of pretended to have gotten beaten up by somebody a little bit, or maybe just kind of pulled the old "ow, I'm hurting" thing. But no, it happened to me right as I was
hide in a corner.
I was all pumped up from getting Dean out.
Worked out great.
I had to face him on my own 2 feet because I was still standing on my own 2 feet.
And you've talked the whole time, leading up to that, before we went out there, every time Damon was in chat and you guys were kind of chirping at each other a little bit here and there. When Damon would threaten you, you'd say, I'll take my medicine. It is what it is. If I'm there and we're face to face, I'll do what I got to do. And you proved it. You attacked him. The forearm to the chest, the slap to the face. Too bad it just didn't do any damage.
He was just too big of a guy.
He's just a big, nasty dude.
Just too big of a dude. But I'm not going to run away like a little baby.
And he probably felt pain.
You made a choice.
I did.
He probably felt pain from those shots too, but he just walked through it. He just, mind over matter.
I don't know if he felt anything.
I mean, I think he was just so focused that the pain didn't register, but it was there.
You know that look that a tiger has right before it jumps on its prey? That was the look Damon had when he got out there.
But yeah, then we get...
He waved at me.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. See, I was scared for a second. When I was standing and I heard Damon ace, I went, oh, shit. That's now or never. And then he smiled and waved at me, and I'm like, no, I know I'm not as big as him. He's not even taking this seriously now. All right, you know what? Give him everything you got at this particular moment. Give him whatever you got. And it just wasn't enough. He was just too damn big. It was the same situation as Lilith and Jem earlier. I'm sorry, but Lilith was just too damn big for Jem.
Yeah.
And Damon was just too damn big for me, being as inexperienced as I am. Maybe if I had some training, maybe if I had been in the ring more than never before that, it might have been different. But
if you had some striking training, some Muay Thai, some boxing, whatever it is, kickboxing training, where you know the strike's a little bit better, the spots they aim for, things like that, it could be a different story. But I mean, you're an untrained guy going in with, professionals, and not only just
a trained killing machine.
Yeah, not even just professionals. Damon Ace is the charge champion for a reason. Like, he's a champion in the company. It's not like you went after a guy that just graduated from the school. This is a stud that you were willing to go, face to face with. Again, I commend you on that. But then he takes control of you. We get those big chops that I think.
Moving on from the chops.
I saw handprints on your back from that to kind of.
That was his lungs. They black and blued his back.
True story. While that was happening live, my wife was here at the bowling alley working the lanes, and both of my kids were here, and my daughter watched it. And after Damon hit me, she ran in the office and started crying because she thought Daddy was dead. Damon hit me so hard. And
the Coastal Crusader thought Marky was dead too.
I had to tell her that I was dead for 3 seconds until I grabbed my soul and just pulled it back in. And then I was allowed to continue. But Damon, you did something to me that day. You did something to me.
So for those 3 seconds, you knew what it was like to be a soulless ginger. My
daughter is a redhead. I don't make ginger jokes anymore. Yeah, good, Damon. I bet you are happy with that. I bet you are.
So I was in the back watching while this was going on, and somebody was next to me that couldn't see the ring and heard the chop and knew it was Damon, but said, "Who'd Damon get?" And I was like, "Maki." They go, "Oh no, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Then of course we got the running power slam. And then tossed over the top rope, and there goes Maki's dreams of an RMP title match at Shocktober.
If I had more than an hour of training, I'm telling you, Damon, things might have been different. You probably still would have got the best of me, but it wouldn't have been that easy.
Years.
Yeah. If you started training when you were 30, you might have had a chance there.
Hey, at 40, I'm in better shape than most 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then
nothing's out of the realm.
We move on from there, and then you get somebody like Owen coming in. Owen came right after Damon, right after that. And as Katie said it on commentary, Owen's a big supporter of us here on the Dudes and Belts, so he almost took it personally that Damon did that to you, and Owen went right for him. And I'm proud of Owen for doing that too.
Didn't work out too well last night, but
no, and Owen's still very green as well too, but he like Maki was like, I don't care what the statistics say, whether I'm going to win or lose this fight, I'm gonna fight, and that's something Owen does.
It certainly is. Owen does get it going when he gets in there. He's got a lot of heart.
Yep. And then we go a little further along. You can see Monster 9 come out, and then this Coastal Crusader dude comes out. And he hides in the corner.
That was a sound strategy. No, I came in, I saw Damon, saw Kate, and I went, friends. And then I went and I stood behind them. They were protecting me because, that's
we watched
that's what
the
you
same
do.
show.
I got in the corner, and it was good strategy. You can't be thrown out if you're holding the middle rope. It's smart. I watched the greats, Lawler and Barry Horowitz and those guys, and I saw how they were able to stay in so long. Yeah, Santino Marella was one of the last two, and he had a great strategy in that match.
He was in Boston.
Yeah, he was there. But he was under the ring. You didn't do that.
I should have done that. I should have.
I should. You mentioned Lawler and Barry Horowitz and guys like that. How many Royal Rumbles and Battle Royals have you seen them win?
I was going to be different. I had the help of the Wake.
So you're better than Jerry Lawler, is what you're saying? Okay, all right, I got to figure it out now.
No, I didn't say that. You put words in my mouth. I said that I had help.
Why would they help you? They don't want to win it themselves?
By helping me, they don't have to deal with me. So I just figured, I said a lot of nice things about them. They didn't seem to want to throw me out. Listen, I stood and looked Damon in the face, and I didn't end up like Marky, so I took that as a win.
Okay, so
you ran away. If you ran away, I faced my demon to my own face. I faced the weapon.
Whoa,
ran away.
Whoa. Under the ring, Coastal won a shot next year? Question mark.
If there are no clowns, we'll talk.
So
moving on.
My point, Coastal, is if it was you and Damon as the last two, do you think how do you think that would have ended? Any differently?
I can tell you exactly how it would have ended. I would have walked up, I would have shook the weapon's hand, I would have tipped my cap, and I'd have hopped my ass over that top rope.
So again,
because that's what's best for business.
No, you go for it yourself. You would have had a shot to win the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship. You're gonna just give that up because you're afraid of Damon Ace? Go at it.
Listen, Marky Pins is a Trek guy, so he'll understand this.
Yes.
The needs of the many outweigh the wants of the few. My want is outweighed by the needs of the many, which is the Wake. So I would have happily jumped over the top rope and allowed a member of the Wake a more professional member to have that shot.
You're going to invoke Vulcan philosophy and the fact of you grabbing booty and kissing it all over the place so that you can put hickeys in the shape of lighthouses in it. Are you kidding me, guy? Spock would be disappointed in you right now. Evil Spock does not approve. Evil Spock does not approve right now.
Hey, man, I'm all about live long and prosper. And I live long and I would prosper by allowing the Wake to win.
By hiding in the corner. Yes, you prospered for about 8 seconds longer than I did.
So I do remember, though, you were hiding in the corner, but then Monster 9 kind of, you caught his eye. And he was
I don't know which one I caught. I was scared.
So he kind of cut that ring off and was kind of keeping you in the corner you wanted to be in, I guess. And then as that was happening, one Mr. Happy shows up. That must have been you.
Said there'd be no clowns.
All right. Like, you got to pick your spots with the left. We can't. He's going to end up hanging up from the call if you play it too much. We got to fuck with him slowly with it. You know what I mean? We got to build to it. Build to the crescendo.
My manager told me there was going to be no clowns.
When you got out there were no clowns, so it was perfect. You can't guarantee the future. It's unpredictable. So Mr. Happy comes out, and I'm surprised you weren't happy to see him.
I told him he didn't have to get in the ring. I told him that. You can see me. I told him you didn't have to get in.
But he did. He did have to get in the ring, and he did get in the ring. And, he kind of, you, of course, backed down from him and backed away because you wouldn't, face your fears.
I was trying to be smart. If I got into the corner and I grabbed the bottom rope, I can't be thrown over. You're not going to lift all of the Crusader up from the floor.
I think Monster 9 could do it with one hand.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
He got in my way, and that was a very scary moment. And then a clown charged me.
Yep. And hey, you were pretty agile ducking that right hand that he was throwing at you.
You're agile when you're fleeing for your life.
I agree. I do agree with that. And then you go for that big splash, and there was nobody home. And then you just got unceremoniously dumped over the top rope.
It took 2 people to eliminate me.
This is correct.
2.
It did take 2. And then you happen to be walking to the back.
We can skip the next part. Let's just go
no,
to
because the next entrant was a pretty crucial point in the actual Colorado Cup match.
The next
it was a pretty pivotal entrant. Xavier, I think you should describe this in great detail.
So the next entrant was former WWE talent Sin Bodhi, the warlord of weird, the demonic clown himself.
Don't talk about him; he'll show up.
Sin Bodhi. Is he here?
What are you doing?
He just tried to Beetlejuice Sin Bodhi.
He did.
That shit will work. He's weird.
Yo, he can show up. You don't know. He could be behind you right now, dude. There's some magic kind of works freaky ways.
I'm going to go upstairs after the show's done, and I'm going to go upstairs, and the dogs are going to be dead quiet for once. I'm going to look on my couch, and Sin's going to be sitting there and be like, you want to get weird? And then you're going to have
and then
at Shocktober, there will be the Dudes and Belts Coastal Memorial match, because I will have a heart attack.
So would that be Happy against Sin Bodhi? Would that be
No.
But and maybe add Doink in the mix.
Oh God, don't add Doink to anything, please don't.
Yeah, so Sin's coming out, and it just happened to be as you were walking to the back. So like you cross paths and you freeze, and I think you wet. Did you wet yourself?
No, I was invoking Jurassic Park theory, where he's like a T-Rex, and if I didn't move, I didn't think he could see me.
You look like you fucking shat your fucking pants up there. It really fucking did.
It
was a strategy. What happened will and will not go unsaid.
I was on the medical table being treated by medical at that moment in time, because that was shortly after I was unceremoniously removed from the Colorado Cup match. And about 10 seconds before you came to the back, there was just this waft of excremental smell that just came through the back.
You lie.
And everybody said somebody stepped in dog poop, but I saw you go in the back and go straight to the bathroom. You lying your ass off, bro. I'm calling you out right on screen. That's bullshit.
Nope, it was not bullshit.
Bullshit.
So Sin just goes up and just pats you on the chin, and you just collapse.
Scariest moment of my life.
And sit down, and all he wanted to do was congratulate you for your appearance and your effort, and you just collapse. And then so you're down, and he just taps you on the head, and he moves on. He did nothing.
Everybody thought that was funny.
He did nothing to attempt to hurt you
hysterical,
or anything. He was.
No, it was coastal shit. Yeah, Echo knows. He was
psychological damage for a lifetime.
But
I can't take my kids to the circus anymore. I can't take him because it's too scary for me.
You should have never signed the contract to be in the match. You should have never signed the contract to be in the match then. If that was going to be the case, if you were going to carry this emotional baggage for the rest of your life, you should have never agreed to be in the match.
Happy is one thing. That Nightmare Factory that came out after him is different. I was not briefed.
He is a Nightmare Factory.
Yes, he is. So then, after all of those shenanigans, now we get Sin Bodhi, who's a real threat in the ring, and he starts working on some people. The ring starts to fill up at this point. Yaden comes out. Not, I think either one after or two after Sin. And Yaden and Sin kind of go at it a little bit, and then they work together a little bit, and then they go at it a little bit, and then a few entrants later is the Hall of Famer Hoodlum. He comes out, and him and Yaden go face to face, and you think they're gonna go at it, and then all of a sudden they start working together. They start doing the chop challenge to Porter Blake. Who can do a better chop? I feel bad for Porter on that end because both of those guys can chop. And then not long after that we get Hunter Gray coming in. He's tearing the house. He dumps out Echo, who had only been in there for a couple minutes. I forget who else was in that. He dumped out two people at once, and almost Balaam was hanging on. And then you had a couple entrants later. There's Paul Titan. Now all of a sudden you get both Pillars of Destiny in the ring. If they work together, that's going to be a lot of mass to overcome.
The two of them standing next to each other is literally a moving brick wall, and anybody in their way is in trouble, man.
Right. Ronan comes out. Ronan actually gets the elimination on Damon Ace. which was interesting with, the next night them having their Charge Championship match. Damon was less than happy about it. Then we had that moment with Yaden and Hoodlum. Hoodlum was up kind of teetering. Sin threw Yaden into Hoodlum, and Hoodlum got eliminated. So Yaden wasn't trying to eliminate him, but Yaden kind of did. And then Hoodlum was upset.
Even the old Sid Justice.
Yeah, I mean, he thought they were working together, and he thought he got double crossed by Yaden, which wasn't really the case. So Hoodlum from the outside grabbed Yaden and dragged Yaden out over the top rope from the outside after he was eliminated. And then them two kind of brawl a little, well, not brawl, but yell at each other and all the way to the back with Yaden screaming over to Titus, "Make it happen tomorrow," meaning for Milestone, which, as we do now know, it did happen. And the match goes on, again, more and more people filling it up. You get Filter, you get Lipto. Filter's another big dude that's going to be tough to get out of something like this. Then we get to entrant number 35, which is Johnny Casanova. The last member of the Wake, the other two members were gone, and obviously Dustin's not in it because he was the champ going into this, so he wouldn't be in the match. So the last entrant 35, was supposed to be a 35-man match, 35-person match, I should say. And the clock keeps going, like another entrant was coming. And then all of a sudden, everybody kind of looks over to Titus, and Titus is smiling. And everybody's like, "What'd you do?" And when that time goes up, music hits, and former R&P champion, former NFL player, Marlon Bishop shows up. And boy, is that man big. I've never seen a guy that size like that in my life. I've never stood next to one like that. He is a big, big dude. He comes out, and Curtis Cole comes running at him, and he gets, a modified jackhammer, and that was the end of Curtis's day. Marlon found Curtis. And then
Marlon found Curtis.
Marlon found Curtis. Yeah, Titus, I do know you said a champ would be in the cup, but you didn't say he was going to be like the extra special entrant after the end of it. But then Marlon ends up dumping out both of the Pillars of Destiny by himself. That was impressive. At this point, I think everybody in the building that wasn't in the ring expected Marlon to win this match. And it comes down, it ends up being him, Marlon, and Balaam. Balaam was third in the match. Marlon was 36th in a 35-spot match. This was... It was all, the writing was on the wall. But Balaam showed his heart. They were on the outside, on the apron, but Marlon had only gone through the middle rope, which, now you're thinking, Balaam's over the top, Marlon's over the middle. How is Balaam gonna get out of this predicament? And he was able to dump Marlon over the top turnbuckle, over the rope on the other side, and get him out and get him for the win. And that was a thing of beauty and something special. And probably, I would guess, I mean, I might be speaking for him a little bit. It might be the moment of Balaam's career to this point. And the crowd was behind Balaam the whole time. He was the underdog of the situation with Marlon being fresh and the guy twice his size. But it was something special to see, something special to watch, to see the heart, skill, and everything that Balaam giving everything he had while he was less than 100%, from being in that match for so long. To handle it and see the crowd react, that was a great moment for Balaam. If having to grade this match, it's so hard to grade a battle royal that lasts an hour plus or whatever it ended up being, because so much stuff happened. But if you want to go from the moments of what the crowd would consider levity with what happened to you two gentlemen, I know you guys don't consider it levity, but the crowd probably did. And then moments with what happened with Yaden and Hoodlum, Sin Bodhi being in there. At one point, he was tickling the Pillars of Destiny when Jem and Lola were on their backs.
Backpack.
Yeah, exactly. Different version of a backpack. this match was fantastic. I'm gonna give, for what it was with the finish, 4.5 lighthouses. I thought the Colorado Cup Battle Royal was really, really, I'll say one more, really good.
Marky pins.
You know, I'm not going to go back and go through 1 to 30 again.
No,
Savy just did a pissah job.
Amazing
all
job.
of it. I want to speak about a few of the lighter moments. Look, we've all seen Royal Rumble style matches. There is an element of comedy that happens. There are storylines that begin or get intersected. There were a few moments that, as a fan watching this, told me that there was a serious beef going with two particular people. Then there were moments that made you forget that and have just a good time being at a wrestling event. One of the coolest moments that sticks out with me that I'll remember is the Pillars having Gemini on one of their backs and Lola the Explorer on the other one of their backs, and Sin Bodhi going and giving them both the tickle of doom while they were on their backs. That was hilarious. The crowd was going nuts for that. There were just this Royal Rumble style match. This had everything that you wanted. It really had everything. It had the most unique, for me, the thing that put this over the top for me as being, I can honestly say, the best Royal Rumble style match I have personally ever seen. It has zero to do with the fact I was in it. Remove that. 100% remove that. The ending of this match, seeing what Balaam Lynx did coming in at number 3, having an injury happen to him throughout the middle of the match, and then still competing for over another, 30 to 45 minutes being hurt.
Something like that.
Winning against pretty much the largest man that has stepped in an RMP ring in the last year for the most part. Okay, getting him over the top corner turnbuckle after he had gone through the second rope was the fastest, quickest thinking I think I've ever seen in a Royal Rumble match, and to win it from the outside. Because remember, Balaam went over the top rope and caught himself on that apron. This Royal Rumble match had everything that you wanted from beginning to end. You had strange bedfellows teaming up and going like 4-on-1, the heels against the good guy. And then you saw the good guy kind of just clear everybody out. Balaam hit that huge crossbody. And then you had comedy spots. You had just drama, and you had young guys going in there and making a big name for themselves. I believe Echo wrestled 3 times on the course of the evening. I mean, you had everything. You can't watch that and say, yeah, but it would have been cool if, because that if happened. That if happened. That was, in my mind, that was a 5 Lighthouse Royal Rumble match. And I would debate that point with anybody who's seen Battle Royals / Royal Rumbles all day long. That had to be my favorite match to watch. I did not get to watch a lot of it that night, because after I went to the back, I didn't see a lot of it for a very long time. I was being assisted. However, watching it back the many times that I have since we've been back, it was absolutely amazing. You're right, Titus. I've never, ever seen that a Royal Rumble finish that way, with the drama and the intrigue. And then how's he going to get him back in the ring to throw him back out over the... Wait a minute, he doesn't have to? Are you shitting me? Yeah, he won! And everybody just explodified. And seeing Balaam standing in the ring with the cup in his hand after being in the match for over an hour, damn near close to an hour. I'm telling you, man, if your pulse is on wrestling and you watch this and your heart didn't just beat out of your chest 100 times, go get yourself checked out. Because this match had everything you wanted to see and more. And more.
Coastal.
Don't know what else I can say about it.
I mean, those two guys summed it up. Everything they hit on was absolutely right. This cup had everything that you wanted in a wrestling match. It was the complete package. It's everything that you could have hoped for in a Royal Rumble Battle Royal style match. It had all of the highs, the lows, the suspenseful spots, the funny spots. Clowns aren't funny. That's not a funny spot. That was terrifying. It was an honor to be a part of it. It was an honor just to share the ring with the incredible men and women that wrestle for Rocky Mountain Pro. It's a moment that will last a lifetime in my mind for various reasons, both good and terrifying. This was a 5 Lighthouse Royal Rumble style match is what it was. It was amazing. I gave it 5 lighthouses. Not because I'm in it. I don't care. It's
right.
It's worth it. It earned it. It had everything. It's hard to find anything wrong with it, and that's the thing. There's not a whole lot that's wrong with it. I'm sure some nitpicky douchebags with messy offices that run an observant letter would find something wrong with it, but I can't.
Facts.
I really can't. Yeah.
Now, these guys have different point of views throughout the course of the match. I had a special point of view sitting at ringside at the commentator's table. That match itself, and I talked about this last Thursday on Recharge, it just pulled me in. And it was what you got in that moment throughout the course of the match with the fans, the way the match was going, the way the final 2 happened with Marlon and Balaam, and just the way that whole, exchange boiled out. You get on the apron, and then you think Mom's just going to toss him out, and then Balaam flips Marlon over the top turnbuckle onto the other side. I mean, Christ, me, KD, and Titus were standing for a good portion of that last 5-minute exchange between the two. There's no doubt it's one of the biggest and most invested battle royales / Royal Rumble matches that I've witnessed, and it automatically drew emotion out without even trying. It just happened. I'm definitely going to give it 5 lighthouses. I don't think I've ever seen anything in person such an emotional and well worked Royal Rumble. I don't have really a lot of words to say, because it's one thing being in the ring and being involved in it and having your moments or having your spots, and then you get tossed out, and then you walk off. It's another thing to try and call a match and just have that emotion just pull you. You know what I mean? Words can't describe it. And I'm sitting next to Titus towards the end of that match, and you can see the emotion from Titus. You can see the emotion from KD. It's just one of those moments that happens once in a great while that just absolutely takes your breath away. And what we witnessed in that Colorado Cup was magic. So you're damn right it's 5 lighthouses. I don't see how you can grade it any lower. But I understand Sunday's take as well. He went through piece by piece throughout that entire match. And, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Obviously, Sunday has his, and I don't disagree. It's not like it's a big difference. It's a half a lighthouse. But in my opinion, just me being less than 6 feet away from ringside, that's very hard to say no to 5 lighthouses too. Just by the way, it just automatically drew me in from the beginning on. Even with you guys, when you guys were in the match itself, when you guys had your moments in there, all emotion. I didn't try and work anything or anything like that. Like what you guys did drew the emotion out, drew the comments out, threw the exaggerations out, the whole 9 yards. Like you guys did a good job in that match with what you had. Yeah, 5 lighthouses all the way. So congratulations to Rocky Mountain Pro.
Agreed. What a show.
For having a 5 lighthouse graded Colorado Cup.